Yeah.
He said he don't mind a little hot sauce, but you please better hold the mayo. None other than the man himself. Hold the mayo. Welcome to the Golden Boot. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing great, baby. It's the Lord's Day. How we doing?
Hey,
We
hey,
good, man. We
hey, we
good.
here. We here. Listen, it's another day.
We live, baby.
Let me tell you one place you're not gonna find me with a search warrant at a Garth Brooks concert, baby. I just name this shot.
So one thing I will say about the Garth Brooks, I saw the pictures and it was packed. It was packed. Oh my god! And listen, and I'm gonna say this for all y'all out there talking about, oh, did they leave during halftime? Stop. We understand. I understand the feeling, but y'all please stop.
That's so petty.
It's so petty, but people are still in traffic.
Hey, you think YB do the same thing?
I saw that.
What's amazing about it though, kind of is like, dude, that's 100,000 people there for one song, bro. You know, they don't have not one of the 23 other he sang. They there for that one song. They had the decimal meters out on an app on an iPhone. I never even knew you could get.
They had to wait 2 hours to hear that. That one song too. He put it at the end.
Hey, here's the crazy part about it. Somebody from the geology department actually put up. They turned it on, and they were able to time the exact moment that Carlin Baton Rouge played, and it was, and you can see like a pun intended.
A tremor.
You can see a seismic difference. So. But let's get to it. First of all, welcome to the Golden Boot, Mr. Holder Mayo, Devin. We've seen you, we've seen the laughs and stuff. Every good hero has an origin story. What is yours?
Well, I don't know if after I tell you my story, you're gonna think anything heroic. But
hey, listen, some people think Thanos a hero. I'm just saying.
I'm one of them ones because man, it's just something about it. He was just powerful. Listen, it was something about it.
I told y'all the story prior to coming on about the sixth graders. If I could have snapped my fingers, half them people on that plane would have lived off today.
Yeah,
and it would have all been in sixth grade.
Yeah, no. My stories. I could tell it because I've told it so many times. But I guess nowadays I need to get good at telling it because a lot of people are gonna ask it and. Dude, I come from the car business. I was working in the car business for almost 5 years. I sold a ton of cars, man. I was a salesman. And then I wound up being a manager. But like in that time before I became a manager, like I started seeing what was going on the internet. I saw like Barstool Sports. I saw like a bunch of podcasts. Podcasts were really hot at the time, and I just noticed that nobody, literally zero people in New Orleans in 2019 were doing anything on media. Like they weren't really doing no podcasts. If they did a few and then they stopped. I know 100 cats like that, bro. They still start up podcasts and stop. It's crazy. But like there was just nobody other than the radio that was doing anything. Man, and I saw that in 2019 and I just said, man, I gotta keep putting myself on the camera. I know, it took tons of trial and error just to get where I'm at today. And where I'm at today is nowhere. We still have so much work to do, but just knowing then I was like, yeah, I got to get myself on the camera, whatever way, shape, and form. If it fails, whatever, people like it, whatever. If people don't like it, whatever, I'm gonna stay myself. And eventually, bro, you realize that after 3 years and quitting my job, because I've been doing this full time for 2 years now, so after 3 years in the craft and 2 years employing myself doing it, man, you just get better and better. It's like any craft, bro. It's any craft, bro. You do it every day, you're gonna get better. You're gonna figure something out. So that's where we at today.
That's awesome.
Wow. Follow your dream. Hey.
Yeah. Real talk. Because
it sounds pretty heroic to me, man. You know what I mean? Going out on a limb chasing the dream, bro. Ain't too many people that would do that, bro.
But that was the big and look, I'll be the first to tell you, bro. Like I made like 3 sandwiches today. I swear. I made like 3 sandwiches today. I live like I'm in college right now, but in my mind, I just know that there is a paradise coming. So
it's a freedom to it, though. You know what I mean?
And then there's some pros, bro.
I tell you, man. Normally, life, rewards the people that take risks. You know, so if you forever play it safe, more than likely you're gonna live a boring life. So kudos to you, man.
I appreciate it, man. And I guess when you're thinking, bro, when you first start, you're like, man, it's so risky. It's so risky, bro. Like, I really don't know if I should do that. Man, once you a year or two in it, man, you like, man, this risk is paying off.
Yes,
like
it is.
100%, no doubt about it.
Yes,
So
it is. Hey, can I ask you a question too? Because I know we're gonna get into it, but do you have to pay for all them red beans?
yeah. Yeah. And then look, don't get me wrong. Like, I got more people nowadays that will offer to pay for them and whatnot and more kind hearted. But man, I went probably 80 something RB&R days paying for them things, man. Like, just straight up, you know.
What's your budget for red beans and rice? Like, how much for you? Like, how much did you spend on red beans and rice last year?
Oh, I did that number, bro.
I know you had to write it off on your taxes.
Yeah, man, you're crazy. That's a whole nother podcast right there. we could. I'd say we could do 100 episodes on taxes. But yeah, no, like, I don't want to spend over $10. That's in my head, you know. Like, I don't want to spend over $10. I see Tristan Barrios sitting there. He is a straight clown.
That is funny.
But yeah, I don't want to spend over $10. If I got to spend $12, you know, whatever, I'll do it if it looks fire. But man, 15, we getting really, really disrespectful. You know, like, probably not gonna buy
good.
All right. So we did have a question for you from the chat. Did you know there was a market for people watching you eat red beans and rice? Because that was going to be my next question. What inspired the, you know what I'm saying, RB&R Mondays?
I read that question first, and now I'm reading. Now I get it. So, no, dude, I was doing like Tombstone Pizza first, and then, you know, I was just in my kitchen running promos because I'm a huge wrestling fan. I grew up watching wrestling, so whenever you see me running promos, bro, you got to understand, man. I fall asleep watching 90s wrestling, but like, you know, I was in my kitchen running promos on Tombstone Pizza. It got a little traction, but it wasn't it, you know. So, man, came a moment I had to figure something out. I just started going out eating, and then the first thing I got was red beans. And then literally after I did it one time on video, I just never stopped doing it every Monday. It just clicked. I was like, man, that's it. I was like, because red beans are underrated. You know, it's mutual things with me and red beans. I feel like underrated, been disrespected. You know, like you go to a restaurant and you're like, oh yeah, we got red beans, but like they're all right. Like, now people are on their game with the red beans, baby. Yeah. Everybody got them. Everybody ready for them now.
Yeah. I know red beans is a craft for you, but I'm gonna tell you when I felt disrespected when Popeyes got rid of the dirty rice, because I would do red beans with the dirty rice.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And that is disrespectful. Why? Why? In the chicken wrap. Why?
Listen. Of all things. They could have got rid of. They got rid of $2 too. Man, listen, first of all, them nasty ass fries, you could have got rid of them. Let Chuckles or Rallies. Well, y'all have Rallies out. Let Rallies have the fries. Get rid of them fucking. Get rid of them fries.
That's a good point.
No sponsors.
God, I'm sorry. God, my bad. Popeyes ain't gonna sponsor.
I say you passionate about them fries, huh?
Man, listen, I'm sorry.
The fries good though.
No, they're not.
No, I don't. You know, now that he said that, I don't know what time I ate Popeyes fries. I didn't feel like just crusty after, bro. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't really care for their fries. Okay. Hey, let me ask you this: how did you decide where you getting red beans and rice from?
I think the best method is what I do every Monday, which I just wake up that day and worry about it, because I don't like planning nothing. I don't like, you know, I don't tell nobody I'm coming, so ain't no planning needed, you know. And I just wake up Monday morning and I look, you know, and for some reason, man, every time I look on the internet, I feel like there's another spot that pops up, like they build in a new spot every week or something. I don't know what's going on, but it just works out every Monday morning. And now I expanded it, so I can go more places now. So, you know, if I want to go to St. Bernard, if I want to go to, you know, Metairie, which that didn't work out, but you know.
Hey, I saw that. Hey, so you got mad because they made you wait, huh? Hey, I don't like waiting.
Bro, and I felt like I was in like a library waiting too. It was like, why am I waiting?
The elevator music playing.
Dude, it was. I felt like I was in a gift shop. Let's be real, bro. And like there was really nobody in front of me, so it was kind of confusing. And anyway, it was just a misunderstanding. But hey, bro, that's life.
Hey, you know what? I want to say one more thing too. You know, one of the funniest things about your videos is the random people, like
Yeah.
the guys. You know, some people call them crackheads. I call them neighborhood friendly people.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm
who,
trying to
who
think what I call them because I don't call them crackheads. I don't know. I don't
I
know
don't,
what I call.
I don't want to say that. I don't want to say
Mhm.
crackheads because some of them might not be crackheads.
Last
But
thing I'm gonna say about crackheads is I don't call a crackhead unless he's truly just out of pocket, like on it. You know, that's the only time.
Listen, I was just in Phoenix, and I saw some people of sketchy, saying descent. I guess you could say. I just call them people of the night, and I just left it
Okay.
at that. I just because listen, I saw some things that I might have PTSD from some of the stuff. And all I did, I just went to the gas station.
Yeah.
don't go at the truckers call them lot lizards. So
That's a different story.
I was thinking maybe unicorns, just because they just so unique, man. You know,
Yeah.
like just unicorns.
Hey, my cousin used to call them thrillers.
This is crazy. It's like 20 names.
Because you really don't want to be disrespectful
No, you
because
don't.
some of the listen
You're
there
right.
have
And
been there have been some
they got a different level of strength to them, dog. And you don't want them to get a hold to you, bro.
a
They're
lot
the
of
closest thing to
never-
X-Men, for sure.
all of them have 6-packs. Have you
They
ever
got it.
seen
They
one
got it.
overweight?
I
got
have
it.
never looked at their abs. Daniel.
I mean, they take their shirts off. Whenever I grew up in Bro Bridge, they had a guy named Chili Paul, and Chili Paul used to dance all over Bro Bridge. You know, he
No,
had
I don't.
he had an 8-pack.
I'm good.
He had
Okay.
an 8-pack.
And they be doing pull ups in the most random places, dog.
They can wash your car too, really good.
I don't know how we got here.
I don't either.
We'll never get away if we don't get away.
All right. All right. So let's go here.
Hey, hold on. Like and share, please. You know, I had to do my interruption. Like
This
and
guy
share.
right here.
Like and share. There you go.
All right. So I know you're a huge Pelicans fan. That's one of the first things I did notice about you, and is our resident Pelican fan. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you,
Bandwagon.
somebody on
Ain't no
this pod,
bandwagon.
somebody on this on this podcast has been slandering Zion and his weight.
I
It's
mean,
me. I've been slandering him and his weight. But let's go ahead. Let's talk about the recap of the series. One thing I'm not a Pels fan. But I was very impressed.
no doubt.
I was pulling for him. I really thought this was going 7, 2 games in a row.
They should have.
Yeah, it just
And once they
it
started winning,
turns.
I liked it.
Yeah, it turned so quick, man.
Yeah.
And once it turned, bro, it was hard
But
to catch.
I think that's youth more than anything. So and that kind of leads me to where I'm going. Optimism from next year. What do you guys see? And I know you've been kind of on it all day in Twitter, so I'll let you handle this one. You know what I'm saying? Where you see this going?
Man, the future is bright, bro. Like in the words of Michael Jordan, the ceiling is the roof. You know what I mean? Like they really don't have a ceiling right now, bro. If Zion is healthy next year, which he should be, since they didn't play him, Daniel, they should have a healthy Zion, make a few more pieces, get you another shooter out there with Trey. You got the top 10 pick from the Lakers. You know what I mean? You still got Devontae Graham, Larry Nance, Jackson, some guys that you could trade if you needed to build around the core that you already have. You got a great young core with CJ, B.I., Zion, Jonas, Herb, Jose, Trey Murphy.
It's
Like
great.
all these guys are 30 and under pretty much. You know what I mean? And all of them are under contract for the next 3 or 4 years. So you have the core there, you got the coach there, you got the staff there, you got the buy-in from the fans, and you got everything you need. You just got to get Zion there and finish putting the pieces around him.
I think we Zion and a shooter with Trey Murphy away. I really do. Bro, the best thing about what just happened is now this pellet, like the dudes who do come back next year, and you would hope that most of them will. Maybe you don't see a Jackson Hayes, maybe we make a move with a Jackson Hayes, maybe we don't bring Larry Nance, whatever, right? You'd hate to see both of them leave, but I would say that the best thing about what just happened was, bro, we just went through a whole playoff series with the best team in the NBA, bro. Like straight up, like
And
the
you
Suns.
and you
Like,
weren't supposed to be there.
yeah, you weren't supposed to be there. You got to have all those playoff moments. Like, think about it, bro. None of that stuff happens unless you go to playoffs. The FJ Crowder chant, the Chris Paul 8-second half courts by Jose
Twice.
Alvarado, the Larry Nance peak moments that he had, the Jonas, the games that Jonas had. It's just like BI having the success that he had. None of that happens unless you get into that series. And we got in there, dude. The Pels showed up. That's one thing nobody left saying after that series was like, oh, the Pels didn't show up. Like, no, they showed up, bro. Like, and that's just chapter number 1, bro. We just started writing a book. That's chapter number 1, bro. This book is gonna go on like a Harry Potter book. It's lot of stuff to come. And Zion's the key, baby. Zion is the key. You got to get another shooter because you did kind of see in flaw wise that the Pels could have used another shooter maybe in that series.
Whenever Devontae's shot wasn't fouled or CJ's shot wasn't fouled, you could tell, and that kind of limited what the offense could do and limited some of the spacing of the offense. But look at it like this: if you take that starting lineup from the playoffs and you take Jackson out and put Zion in, you can't tell me that team don't go 7 or beat the Suns. You know what I mean? You can't tell me that. So I said it in one of the other shows. Devin, I said this team could make like a Memphis run from last year. Memphis just got into the playoffs last year. Then they used that momentum, made a few pieces, made a few trades, got a few more pieces, and then we see what they are this year, number 2 team in the West. So I'm not saying they're gonna jump that high, but that type of jump from the 9th seed up to top 5 seed in the West next year when
the thing is
everybody
too,
healthy.
I agree with you 100%. That if Zion if he comes back as good as he was before, averaging 26 points or however many points he averaged, he really gives them a good boost, a big boost. CJ doesn't have to score as many points. We don't have to always rely on Brandon Ingram so much. But not only that, Zion was a bully in the post. You know what I'm saying? Not too many guys want that. A lot of people say the NBA is soft, right? Well, hey, you got a big bull coming in and stripping the ball away from people, literally taking their lunch money. Give him the ball.
I was thinking about that when I was watching the games earlier. Like, I was thinking about like Zion is going to be going to the line a lot. So I hope he's been shooting his free throws, bro, because the way that the game is now and it happens so quickly, bro. Like, they calling them fouls every time. In the playoffs too, bro. It's just
a physical game.
Dude, yeah, they calling that stuff every time, bro. He's going to be at the line a ton.
And the thing about it is he's a mismatch for everybody in the league.
Yep.
Except for maybe like 3 guys. You know what I mean? But like either you're too slow for him or you're too small for him. You know what I mean? Either he's just gonna bully you or he's gonna blow by you.
And he can shoot.
There's no matchup for him, bro.
Yeah, and he can shoot, man.
My favorite way to look at it is the first way you said it is that when you look at taking Jackson Hayes out and putting Zion in, bro, drastic difference, bro.
Exactly.
So that y'all actually brought up several points, and y'all may have already answered this, but needs for next season:
shooting.
Yeah.
You got to get a guy that lights it up, bro. And we struggled with this for years.
Yep.
For years, bro. You got to get a guy, and I know there's a comparison out there. I'm talking, so I can't think of it on my head. But there's a guy that's on somebody's team. Oh, I just thought of him. Guess what? I mean, I know this is a gem to find, but look at what Jordan Poole's doing, bro.
Yeah. Jalen Brunson type of guy. You know what I mean?
Jalen Brunson.
Yeah.
Like, you get a guy like that, dude, and that's no disrespect to Jose Alvarado, because Jose Alvarado could level up to be a monster just like Jalen Brunson. Kind of different game, but dude, if we could get a guy as consistent like that off the bench, bro, it's over.
Well, see, then you could play them 2 together. You know what I mean? You can have Jose be the defensive stopper type, and then you can let Brunson run the second unit. And Jose don't have to do as much on offense, facilitating and stuff like that, so he can use more of that energy on defense. And Brunson takes some pressure off CJ scoring wise, takes some pressure off BI, and he's a guy that can be a closer late game situations if need be. I think that's a perfect fit.
Brunson gonna get paid, bro.
He is, but I don't know if Dallas can pay him. I don't know if Dallas can be the one to pay him. Somebody gonna pay him some money though, for sure.
Every time I watch that dude play, he just lights it up.
Yeah, he's a killer for real.
AY is killing me, man.
AYS.
Jose plays tight defense like glass in your ass. Well, I tell you what, people never live that down, man. What a night. What a one night thing to just last forever, man. It's just crazy.
Wow. All right.
Shout
So
out AYS.
let's switch it to the other local favorite, the Saints. With the Saints drafts, their drafts in order: Chris Olave at number 11, the wide receiver out of Ohio State; Trevor Penny, number 19, the offensive tackle out of Northern Iowa; Alontae Taylor, number 49, the cornerback out of Tennessee; DeMarco Jackson, keep that one because I'm gonna come back to that one. Number 161, linebacker out of App State, and Jordan Jackson, number 194, the defensive tackle out of Air Force. That's also a unique one because he may not even be able to play right.
He will. He got the waiver to where he can play.
Okay, yeah, but and the reason why I say the DeMarco Jackson, and I know we're gonna talk a little LSU. We'll get into it. Damone Clark was on the board.
Yeah,
and the Saints, once again, LSU players out there, we do that thing where we, saying LSU fans were like, man, we're gonna get LSU player for the Saints, and the Saints was like, nah, I'm good. Let me go ahead and get this dude. Let me get this dude from, somewhere you probably ain't heard of, and
he a dog though. He was the defense player of the year in the Sun Belt.
I take nothing from him.
There's a method to that madness, man. They gonna make a movie about that one day. Why the Saints passed up on so many LSU dudes? Because there's got to be a reason, bro. Like whether it's like how comfortable they are in their home state, maybe like they just want guys that haven't been here before to where they could be fully, devoted and not go eating at your mom's house on Sundays. And I don't know, bro. Like
I think if you look at it, this is just my theory. I think if you look at it, it's like you're picking a guy who's an hour away from where he just spent the last 3 or 4 years of his life. So that's the last 3 or 4 years of friends, ex-girlfriends, all these kind of distractions and stuff like that he's right up the road from. And it's not just Saints and LSU, like Ohio State.
Right.
The Cleveland Browns and Cincinnati hardly ever draft Ohio State players. You know what I mean? So it's not just, and honestly, I think it's more of a Sean Payton thing than it was a Saints thing, because before Sean Payton, Devin Henderson, and actually since Carter, shout out Carter the Power, he did an episode on his show on this. Since 1980, the Saints are tied for 7th in drafting LSU players since 1980. They've drafted like 7 or 8 of them, and so actually it's just been like since Sean Payton when we hadn't really drafted anybody. And like I seen somebody in the comments said Cesar Ruiz over Patrick Queen. That's the big one. That one. And hold on, here's the other one: Vaccaro over Eric Reed. That's the one that got me.
But you got to think that the Patrick Queen one's gonna age even worse.
Yeah, it is.
I tell you, what sits with me with that. Wasn't Jordan Jefferson still on the board?
Nah, I think
was he gone?
Minnesota had already got him.
No, they already got him.
Yeah.
Okay,
but see, here's another one. This one ain't
Justin
end up.
Jefferson,
This one ain't end up too bad for the Saints. But they picked Lattimore when they could have got Trey White, Tre'Davious White. You know what I mean? But they both turned out fine. So that one ain't really come back to haunt them like the Ruiz Queen one would. But there's other times like we drafted Pete Werner, the pick after Terrence Marshall was picked. So maybe they would have drafted him. You know what I mean? But
who did we draft? Who did we draft before Deebo Samuel that year? Anybody remember? Who was that year?
McCoy? Was it McCoy that year?
Nah,
Eric McCoy in the second round.
I want to say that we drafted somebody before Deebo Samuel, bro. Like plain as day, bro. Like
I gotta go look that up.
I'm looking it up now.
I could tell you too, man. We all know Sean Payton is can be arrogant at times, and he also can be. So I wouldn't even put it past him to be like, I'm gonna stick it to you. Louisiana. This is my team. I do what I want to. I ain't listening.
I got a conspiracy theory. Go ahead, Daniel. And I'm coming to my and I'm gonna hit you with my conspiracy theory.
The only 2 players that he drafted were Al Woods and Will Clapp.
Right. In the 7th round, right?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Al Woods was
Literally?
the 5th or 6th round. He was
Yeah, late round
but
picks.
both of them was late round picks.
And Al Wood's still balling in the NFL,
And
by
then
the way.
and then I know they went they signed the Cyril Grayson kid and they signed Quan, they traded for Quan. But other than that, I really don't ever know him even looking
They
at
might have had
LSU.
Skylar Green for like 2 games.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
probably but him and Devin Henderson were before Sean Payton got the. I mean, Devin played under Sean Payton, but he was drafted in the second round by
Technically, he wasn't
Jim
his guy.
Haslett.
Right.
Yeah, he was drafted by
Shout out
Haslett.
Jim Haslett, who's in the XFL upcoming. He's one of the coaches in X. I knew that dude was gonna coach until he was old
Yeah.
being himself, bro. I knew it, bro. He
What's
just
your-
struck me as that dude.
What's your conspiracy theory though, Pooh?
My conspiracy theory: somebody at Ohio State got some photos of. And I used to think it was Sean Payton, but Sean Payton's gone. So Mickey Loomis got some photos in Columbus, Ohio, that he don't want to get out. So
Yeah.
I mean, you can
Ohio
say
State.
you can say the same thing about Cincinnati Bengals and Baton Rouge.
Hey, I'm just.
You know
saying.
what I mean? Like
You could say that about Cleveland.
Yeah, that's one. Both of them, honestly. And on Carter's show, there's a school that or there's a team that drafts a whole bunch of Alabama players.
Baltimore.
Like, yep.
But see,
And,
Baltimore had Ozzy.
Exactly. That's the reason why he was the tie. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. It's
But Ozzy's gone now, though.
Yeah, that's why they drafted Patrick Queen, because Ozzy was gone.
Yeah.
If Ozzy was there, they wouldn't draft an LSU kid.
All right, so I'm looking at the Debo, the year Debo
Me
was.
too. Yeah.
No, the Saints didn't have a pick before.
They didn't have a first round pick that year.
First or second before the second. They did draft McCoy in the second.
Oh, New England took
Washington
N'Keal
definitely
Harry before Debo Samuel. Oh,
You know what?
And the Eagles. And who did the Eagles take that year? Is that the year the Eagles took Rager? No, that's the year they took Arcega Whiteside over DK Metcalf.
I think you're right.
Because that was
the only receiver that went before Debo is N'Keal Harry, and then Marquise Brown to the Ravens, who just got traded.
Yeah.
So,
okay. So the back-to-back years, the Eagles drafted JJ Arcega Whiteside over DK Metcalf, and then the next year they drafted Jalen Rager over Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, that's just gross. That's gross, bro.
Listen, we may have to come back and do a show about
terrible drafts.
Terrible drafts. We may have to do that. So, all right. So that was the draft class for the Saints. And then they did sign undrafted free agents, a bunch of safeties, and
D. Anderson.
Oh, they got D. Anderson.
They got Smoke Monday, baby. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Top of that jersey.
And Tyron is flirting. With
I wanted to ask him that too. Hey, if Devin, if the Saints get Tyron, what would be your first reaction, man? How would you feel about that?
I wouldn't be surprised at all. I really do believe that Tyron's come. I think he's coming to the Saints. Like I'm like 82% sure at this point.
A little birdie, you know.
And you know, and this isn't like I know anything or nothing like that, but like, man, they posted something like on Twitter a week ago about when he got drafted and showed like the draft room and wherever he was at the time. And it was just like, recollecting the moment. And I quote tweeted and I put "and future Saint," and he liked that shit. So, and I know he probably just messing around. I know he wants to be and dude, he has at this point, he just wants to be here, but it's just got to make
for an entire month, bro.
It's got to make a little sense. Just got to make a little sense on the paper, bro. And I believe in, like, I'm not gonna be like, oh, Mickey Loomis ain't gonna be able to do it. Mickey Loomis is this is about to happen, bro.
Right. I think Landry coming too.
That would be so dope.
Hold on, I just want to look. I want to laugh at this.
Yeah, because it's funny.
Yeah.
No,
this isn't the Golden Texas podcast, sir.
Can we talk about the Cowgirls? I don't even know. That's why I say every time. I never call them what you said.
Who's their quarterback?
It's Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins, yes.
Dark skinned Kirk Cousins. But
the well seasoned Kirk Cousins.
That will never not be funny to me.
That's hilarious.
Did I ever tell y'all a story about That's another story. Somebody actually thought when I said Kirk
Hey,
Cousins,
we're gonna have
is that
yeah,
a slur? Is that a racist
Hey,
slur?
if Jarvis don't come to the Saints, I would like to see him go to Green Bay because I think him and Aaron Rodgers would tear it up.
That would be a good fit.
I would
That
like
would be a
that.
good fit. That would be a good fit.
All right, quick question. Latest on Alvin Kamara. I saw that the court case got
Pushed
delayed.
back to
Forgot
August.
about that shit, son.
It got
Um,
pushed back to August, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah.
I forgot. all about that.
Expectations of the case. I can give you mine. I think it's going.
Suspension.
He's going to be suspended, but I see that. I see this going to be. It's going to be settled out of court.
Yeah, I think
Of
so
course.
too. I think
It's
so
fact.
too. They're gonna drop the charges and he's gonna get civil settlement or something like that. But I say 6-game suspension.
Yeah, I'm thinking 6, bro.
Hmm.
I got to be honest here. I just think that
Yeah.
it did. I forgot about it till you brought it up, but now that I remember it, I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, man. They whooped the piss out that boy. it was ugly, dude.
Yeah.
That was sad, bro.
It
And
was.
then and then and
Completely
then the
out of
fact
character for Kamara.
and then the fact that he just pretty much came back and was like, "Yeah, I did it. That was me. That was it. That was my cousin. That's my homeboy." You know what I mean? Like,
A-Town
and
stumped him.
ain't
First
nothing for
48. Have
yeah,
you?
ain't
He wasn't even.
they,
Hey,
they
they
got that
ain't
boy
even
to,
wanted to tell. He was
yeah,
just
they ain't
like,
even
he was
had
like, come
to
in,
give
have a
him
seat. He was like,
they ain't even
yeah,
had
let
to
me
give
tell
him
you
a
what happened.
cigarette at McDonald's. You know what I mean?
What?
He just started.
What? Hey,
Only thing I'm surprised they didn't do is take his pants off and his shoes. I really thought it was wild scene, man.
Hey, it was an episode of The Wire where the kids were they played this kid. They brought this dude. So he was like, "Man, I ain't telling y'all nothing." He was like, "All right, well, what you want?" And they brought him some McDonald's, and the other kid walked by and saw the food. He was like, "Man." But yeah. So all right, last thing, Devin, and then we'll let you get out of here because I know you know you don't want to hang around with us all night.
Man,
But,
you ain't gotta say it like that because
I know you got better things.
I'm just glad you
with us.
didn't say I know you got a lot to do because I was gonna be like, nah, I really don't.
All right. Around the league, winners and losers of the draft.
Ooh.
I think first and foremost comes to mind the Texans, bro. Loved that like almost every pick they had.
I
So
think
that's a winner?
Winner. I think the Texans drafted pretty solid.
Two teams that I think won at least the first few rounds, the Jets and the Eagles.
Hey, boy, you stole my two.
And the Eagles won it not just with the draft, but with that trade for AJ Brown.
Yeah. You stole my two, dog. You stole my two.
That's
my
why
two.
I went first.
So, all right. So I'm looking at, I mean, obviously Stingley on the Texans, Jalen Petrie, safety from Baylor, don't sleep. John Mechie, receiver from Alabama. Mechie made a lot of plays, bro. Like, I mean, the only thing you worry about with the Texans is that quarterback, and but he kind of did his thing last year, bro.
He didn't have much weapons neither though.
No, he didn't.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Tyrod. Everywhere he go, Tyrod make noise. He always have an unfortunate injury somewhere that mess him up. Like
he give about 4 or 5 games, man.
Yeah, they got Deculus too. Yep.
Damn.
So losers. Now I know this. It's funny that this man has what 6 rings. But we still question. Belichick, what were you thinking with that?
He drafted a dude from UT Chattanooga in the first round, dog. And what's
He's
your
gonna
boy?
be a Hall of Famer.
Sean McVay was like, well, good thing we didn't have him on our board in the 4th round because he's already gone. Like,
hey, Sean, take notes, bro.
Hey, nah, they don't draft over there in the rent. They just trade for people. But
yeah,
New
England never, dude. The last few years, New England has not really drafted good at all. We just talked about one of them, N'Keal Harry, over.
Yep.
Well, I mean, they got the Alabama guy last year. I can't think of his name.
Mac Jones.
Mac Jones.
Oh yeah, that was,
Mac Jones was a good pickup.
Yeah. I think my loser gonna be the Giants.
Always, the Giants are always losers.
Because that guy, the kid they got in the first round is talented, but he got some question marks about him. Kayvon Thibodeau.
Yeah.
He got some, and then they got
you smoking.
No, he talented, but bro, I don't know how much he really care about football, dog. he going to New York too, and I think that media might eat him up there.
I'm gonna be
And
honest.
then-
He love the spotlight, bro. He another
he can love the spotlight all he want, but he better play good because they're gonna tear him up for loving the
Listen,
spotlight and not playing good.
Let me
But
tell you
they
something
also
about
they
this.
also drafted Wan'Dale Robinson when they already got a wide receiver room that's stacked up there, and they
But
said
they trying to get rid of.
their GM came out and said they're not trading Kadarius Toney.
Okay.
So it makes no sense to, you know what I mean? Because that's what I thought at first too. They're gonna trade Toney, but they said they're not trading him. So why would you draft another receiver when you already got 5?
Yeah. I'd say either, dude, the Giants are a mess, bro. The Giants are an absolute mess, dude.
I don't know, man. I like the Thibodeau pick, man.
Well, I just think as a whole, even outside of the draft, I mean, the Giants are what are the Giants going to do this year, bro?
Evan Neal too.
What are the Giants going to do this year, bro? Come on,
They did pick
man.
up Flott. That's the only thing I was happy about.
Yeah,
he got talent.
Come on, bro. The Giants
but
ain't
y'all
doing-
not saying the worst pick in the draft was done by the Atlanta Falcons. I mean,
Drake London.
Yeah, that was a reach. They come on.
I'm not gonna say that was the worst pick.
Yeah, that was
a terrible pick, bro.
Well, they did have a questionable draft because they drafted Desmond Ridder over some other quarterbacks too.
Yeah. Now it was so. I'll give you this.
Like
Daniel.
Malik Willis.
It was terrible in the fact that they didn't get a quarterback at that spot. But I think that's what everybody thought.
Yeah, they didn't have any to get though. Quarterback class was terrible.
Yeah, it was whack.
Well,
that quarterback class was terrible.
Honestly, what they could have did, they could have traded back for another first rounder for next year, and they could have got Drake. They could have got him probably at the 20th pick if they wanted to. That kid,
they probably could have.
Yeah, they could have.
He was a 3rd tier first rounder, wide receiver.
They drafted him first wide receiver off the board.
Yeah, I mean,
that was questionable.
Hold on. Tony, this strike two, Tony. You about to get booted. You gonna stop disrespecting the 251.
251.
You're gonna stop disrespecting us.
Arizona didn't really get that do that well either.
But they got Hollywood Brown though, so I'm including that as far as that draft, and that's a good pick.
Word.
Especially whenever you reunite him with Kyler.
Yeah, I mean that's gonna keep Kyler happy. I mean, I guess for now.
Good chemistry.
But I mean, we'll see. I don't think Hollywood Brown is as good as many people say, bro. He's just a fast guy, bro.
Okay, check it out like this though. You just mentioned the chemistry that they got from college, and then take out Christian Kirk and slide Hollywood Brown into that offense. And that offense is gonna be with Hopkins and Zach Ertz for a full year, and Hollywood in the slot. They're gonna be better than they were last year. Yeah,
they're definitely gonna have a better core, like a better receiving core, no doubt. But I think he's slightly. What did they give up? What did they give up for Hollywood? Just that first and what?
I think a first time.
Not much. I don't think they gave up a whole lot.
It wasn't a lot.
I want to say it was a first and maybe a third.
Yeah, I thought it was 3rd or 4th, something like that.
But I can't. But see, that trade, and also the trade for AJ Brown were really similar because I think they did.
That's another one. That's another one, bro. Yeah. Overrated, bro. How many times you guys see AJ Brown, bro, choke, bro? I'm just being real. He's Hollywood's better than AJ Brown to me, bro. I'm sorry.
Really?
Bro. I have seen AJ, bro. Dude, how many times and I got to speak from fantasy perspective here because I've drafted this dude every year, bro. Like AJ Brown don't do nothing for like 10 games, bro. Like 10 games. And then he'll have 2 games where he has 2 touchdowns. And dude, nobody holds AJ Brown accountable for what he said last year before the season. He goes, I'm going to be the best receiver in the league. I would love to see where AJ Brown finished last year, bro, because I guarantee you it wasn't even in the top 40.
Hey, he also got hurt as his quarterback now this year. So
yeah,
we know how overrated he is.
Who's the Titans receivers at this point?
I don't know if Julio still counts, but Racy, Traylon Burks.
Yeah, Traylon Burks.
Traylon Burks.
Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry ain't no receiving back.
Man, he their offense.
Yeah, he just played.
Yeah. Tannehill, they might as well move him to tight end and let
move him back to wide receiver.
Move him to wide receiver and let Malik
move him back to
throw
wide
that
receiver. You remember he used to be a wide receiver.
Julio was
in
cut.
Texas.
Somebody said Julio was cut.
Oh, they traded
shout out
for
to my boy
Robert
Rich.
Woods.
Julio, they don't have anybody, bro. And
They traded for Robert Woods.
Oh, okay, good trade.
But he's just coming off an ACL injury.
Yeah, he's coming off an injury though, but he should be healthy for the beginning of the season.
Yeah. So
Woods went to the Chargers. They said.
No.
Huh?
Woods went to the Chargers. Huh? I thought he went to the Titans.
I'm pretty sure he went to the Titans.
Rich, don't be giving us false information here.
His name's Rich Gamble. I don't know why I'm taking him serious right now.
My coworker, man. Shout out Big Rich.
Oh man,
I believe everything he typed this in this chat tonight.
That's why Daniel was like, oh yeah, this is Julio. Yeah. Okay. Rich feeding that information. Okay.
Yeah, he went to the Titans. I just looked at it.
Okay, yeah. That's a good pickup for them, man. Robert Woods was a dog before he got injured.
And I will say, coming off of ACL, but ACLs are not like it's not the career ender or the lengthy recovery that it once was. So
right,
it's more of a mental thing too, man.
Word.
All right, Rich. All right, stop putting Rich up there. All right, let's go.
Hey, Daniel, he beat you in fantasy, bro.
Yeah, he did.
Man, this guy, we had to pay this guy soon.
They asked Danny. Is it Danny now? Danny? Okay, Danny. Oh. Come on, Rich. We need to. Rich, you ready to come on the show? We finna have a talk about Danny, so we can get some more info. but man, Devin, listen, it's been great. I don't, saying, I'd love for you to do the whole show with us, but I know, saying, like I said, you have better things to do than hang with us and.
I'm gonna go smoke a cigarette, man. I'm gonna get out of here.
But hey, anytime, more than welcome to come back, ladies and gentlemen. It's been our man. Again, you can give him the hot sauce, but you better hold the mayo.